Dr. Montgomery's going to touch on something a little bit later, and I checked with him to make sure he was going to talk about it. When people talk about compassion, you should be feeling compassion toward everyone. And that includes not just non-human animals, but human animals. Dr. Montgomery likes to say when you talk about health, not just the four-legged kind, but the two-legged kind. And you know in the vegan movement, we have the vegan police who like to say, well, if you're not in it for animal rights, you're not truly vegan. And Dr. Montgomery's going to touch on it. How about taking care of that first animal first? Okay, I'm a little punchy because I just flew in. Not with this, I was on an airplane, so don't get excited. I haven't figured that part out yet. But how many people flown before? Okay, when you get on the airplane and they go through this checklist, what do they tell you? If there is a problem, these little masks will drop down with oxygen. And what is the other thing they say? If you're with someone who needs assistance, you put the mask on yourself first. Why is that? Because if you're not breathing, you can't help anybody else. You're sitting there and people say, oh, I'll put it on my child first. And I always tell them, I said, okay, so the kid's gonna be breathing, you're gonna be passed out. What are they gonna do for you? You have to take care of yourself first. And he's gonna touch on that. And people always say, well, why aren't there more vegans involved or black people involved in the vegan movement? We're there, you just don't see us. And one reason we don't is because people like to separate out the isms. They want speciesism to be separate from racism, to be separate from sexism, to be separate from capitalism, to be separate from, and they're all the same thing. It's kind of the patriarchy run amok. And here's the thing, I have 4 sons. They were raised basically vegetarian. I have a vegan, a vegetarian, a pescatarian, and a bless his heart. I tried. The vegan is the #1, and he's #1 not just because he's vegan, but because he's the firstborn. My grandfather, their great-grandfather, was getting elderly, and I had 4 sons, my brother had 4 sons, and he was kind of trying to tell them apart, so it became my #1, his number, you know, so he could figure it out. He was in his 80s, that was good. But he's about 6'6", weighs about 250, has done very well thanks to mom and good colleges and all that, and drives a Tesla. When the police pull him over or stop him, it's not because he's vegan. He's not like mom that has the car with all the vegan bumper stickers. They're stopping him because he's a 6'6" black man living in a very nice neighborhood, driving a very nice car. And he happens to be vegan. And he says, and I echo his sentiment, when we're out at animal rights protests and doing that, people are all happy to see us. But when we're concerned about Black Lives Matter, we don't see a lot of you. So if you want us to show up, everybody's got to show up all the time. They're all the same thing. When we're out supporting our friends in the LGBT community, we need to show up because it's all the same thing. You know, and then where are you going to draw the line? Does there need to be a line drawn? No. Does everybody, every animal, even the planet, deserve equal protection under the law? Do we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. So, long story short, the reason there's a Black History Month is because our educational system has failed most people.
That's right.
What you get in Black history is a part of American history that's not in the textbooks. And you can go to the average good school in another country, like someplace in Europe, we'll use France for example, and they'll know more about the black part of American history than the average American that's not a person of color. And that's sad. But that's what our educational system has dumbed America down to. Well, you don't even know that.